as those reactions continue to come in from ANC members around the new top 7 of the party. Cyril Ramaphosa, still very much president of the party. Deputy President Paul Mzwandile, that's a new post for him. Chairperson, still very much Gwede Mantashe. SG, Fikile Mbalula. First DSG, Nomvula Mokonyane. Second DSG, Maropene Ramaphosa. And the Treasurer General of the African National Congress is now Gwen Ramaphosa. Let's continue getting views from our political editor, Mr. Mzwandile Mbeje. You see the reactions of the member delegates there speaking to Griselda. The mandate that this leadership needs to get right to keep those members happy over the next 5 years.
Yes, I think a conference like this, Naledi, they make it clear that this is a conference of branches. So which means the ordinary men and women in the streets are the ones who decide this. So I think that's why they're a bit upset that their leadership were now engaging in talks, perhaps against what they had mandated from their PGCs and all those things. But of course they are allowed, I guess everyone will be able to quote from the Constitution to say, oh, well, we understand, but we are allowed to lobby and be lobbied and persuade and be persuaded. So that's basically the spirit of this. But I think looking at what the membership feel, if you just judge by the kind of reactions, there is that sense that perhaps things now, because they know what needs to be done, will be speeded up, because there is so much that people need done. In fact, I heard to the old woman there saying, I think she's from Free State, saying, you know, there's a road going around the mountains. I mean, you could find a shortcut. You know, those are actually basic issues that people want. This leadership, it could be the leadership of the ANC, but the ANC is the governing party of this country. So anything and everything they do affects all of us, hence the interest. So someone may just say, but this is a party thing. It's a party that is in government that decides. Once they leave, so they will affect an impact on the service delivery.
One last one before I let you go, Mzwai. Chairperson position still the same, president position still the same, but you said the biggest winner though for this top 7.
Yes, I actually said it's Paul Mzwandile. I said Paul Mzwandile. You know, it's quite interesting. If you look, obviously we know the president is very much in charge, has been re-elected quite massively. In fact, if you look at the numbers, he actually is the one who got the biggest numbers. So which told you that the members of the ANC still wanted him to lead. And why I'm saying this, you know what happened 3 weeks ago when that panel report came out, and then there were reports that he had offered to resign, but of course was persuaded otherwise. The fact of the matter, Naledi, is that there are still legal issues outstanding around the president. If, for example, those investigating agencies then come and charge, you know, the step aside rule, kicks in. So currently we have the deputy president of the ANC, but obviously there's a lot that is going on because the government processes are separate from the party processes.
Yes.
But what happens in the government is informed by what party decides. So I'm saying, given that there are still these issues that they're discussing there, in the event, for example, let's say the president is charged because he's still, so yes, in the immediate, I think the Mabuzo's, the deputy president, obviously can step in, but I'm sure in the long term they may want someone who is elected. But of course, I know we're not there yet. We're just looking at the scenarios, because we can't just talk about the now as if we don't see where is the future.
Yeah, certainly. Mzwandile Mbeje there, our political editor, with his in-depth knowledge of what happens not just within the African National Congress, but with a great political knowledge of the landscape as well. And he'll continue bringing us more of his analysis, as well as bringing us great stories here on SABC.